I split 200 players across 3 ancient empires and let them battle to the death to answer the age-old question of which ancient civilization is the strongest of all. First off was the Romans. After quickly grabbing some wood from the nearby trees, many players started spotting structures all over their land.
Just go this way.
I found a structure.
Wait, where do you find the structure?
They're everywhere.
Yo, Mark, there's a Colosseum here.
Yeah, I know. Oh, uh-oh, something bad is gonna happen.
With structures being found, the Romans decided to charge inside to see what they could find, and were quickly greeted by Roman guards defending the loot within. And as expected, the defenseless players that entered without preparing were quickly killed by the guards.
I'm half a heart.
Oh, guys, be careful. We're losing a lot of people.
These Romans are not the smartest bunch, are they?
Next was the Japanese team that seemed to have a really good start. After exploring parts of their land, they stumbled across a small Japanese village.
Oh, I see the temple. I see the temple.
What you do?
Go loot it. Go loot it if you can.
And after finding a huge farm with enough hay bales to feed basically every team on the server, somehow, some of the players on the Japanese Empire were still starving to death.
Alright, person screaming for food. We're all in the same situation. For now, get what you can. We'll meet up and try and share it.
Is there like no food at all?
We got food here. You just need to come here.
Just as they thought their problems were solved, a pretty big surprise walked into their village.
There's a rhino! There's a freaking rhino!
Okay. Alright. Hey.
There's a rhino in the middle of the village.
Finally was the Egyptians. The team that dominated the first event and took down the Aztec and Greek empires were now back with 30 new members on their side, hoping to take victory once again against the new civilizations. They used their previous experience to their advantage and quickly found a village with some starter loot to help them progress.
I see the village. If we want to make this our main base, a big part of it is that we also build up some defenses around it.
And whilst a small group of them looted this village, another few players had found another settlement further into their land that had food, resources, and a huge mine that would be very helpful for making armor and weapons for the team.
So there's a next settlement, and it's to the north, I think, of the other village. And it has a big mine.
Yeah, I think this might be a better place for us to set up.
As the Egyptians started to make their way over towards the new town to set up camp, over at Japan, they were still dealing with the rhino.
This rhino is chasing me down, please help. It's trying to kill me, bro.
With the rhino having already killed a couple of the Japanese players, one of them took one for the team and decided to lead this rhino on a chase as far away from the village as he could, just as somebody else decided that they wanted to kill it.
What rhino? I'll go kill it. I don't care. I have huge nuts. Where's the rhino? I want to kill the rhinos.
Over in Rome, they had already lost 8 players after running into the structures defended by the Roman guards early on, and it seemed no matter how many of the guards they killed, more kept arriving to defend the loot.
Oh yeah, there's soldiers here, Brad.
They tried many different ways to take out the Roman guards safely, but realized there was no easy way to do it.
Wait, does it work?
Yeah, we see it. Run, don't hit him.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Please,
Oh god.
Minus 154.
Goofy,
minus.
To add even more frustration to their start, after finally killing the guards inside of the structure, they found out that a player from their team had ran in whilst the guards were distracted and stole all of the loot for themselves.
Bro, what greedy about we killed them and then they yanked all the loot and ran. Yeah.
Whilst these guys were busy with the guards, some other members of the Roman civilization had headed east of their land and spotted a huge city with farms, villages, and a load of custom Roman weapons inside. But this time, instead of running into the structures solo, they worked together to take down the guards to allow them to set up camp here and started to get all of the team regrouped back up.
Let's go to the Colosseum, boys. Let's go to the Colosseum.
Wait, who said this was Colosseum?
I don't know. Listen, the uneducated people think every single Roman building is a Colosseum.
Back in Egypt, they were still off to a great start, with no players dying on their team yet. Actually, no, never mind. Despite this death, almost all of their team had now made their way all the way over to the Egyptian town, and as they spent their limited preparation time in the mines gathering resources, some other players on their team had different plans as they spotted the Temple of Anubis in the distance. But before we enter Anubis' temple, I want to quickly point out how close we are to 500,000 subscribers. And with over 90% of my viewers not being subscribed, I could literally hit it tomorrow if all of you guys subscribed. So please, subscribe to the channel, it's completely free, and I would really appreciate it. Anyway, one of the players that had spotted Anubis' temple was Aerokun. the player that dominated almost every team by himself in the first edition of this experiment, now wanted revenge against Anubis, after last time he had no choice but to run from him. But now, as he broke through the walls of this temple to get a sneak peek on his target, it seemed someone had beat him to it.
What are you doing? Bro,
Wait, what's happening?
some guy's literally looking. Oh, this guy just aggroed there, Anubis. Oh no. Oh no.
Let's go.
Don't drag it out to the village. Don't drag it out. Don't drag it out.
Run for your freaking life.
He's getting chased.
Don't leave nothing to us.
So, as Errol thought Anubis was distracted on the other player, he went in for the kill and quickly realized that he was the new target. So played it smart and placed down lava as he escaped from the temple, which ended up catching Anubis, killing the god and allowing Aero to finally take his revenge.
I killed it.
Wait, you
Killed Anubis.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
What?
You killed him. What'd you get?
Let's go.
I placed lava.
Did he
and
drop
I just let him
anything
burn
or
to
no?
death. Nope. Well, at least he's dead.
Whilst the Egyptians had been busy mining, dying, and celebrating their assassination of Anubis, they completely missed the announcement of the Emperor election. During this phase, each team would have to host an election for their members to vote for an emperor to lead their civilization to victory. In Rome, they decided to hold off on hosting the election, as they didn't expect it to come so soon, meaning almost all of their team were down in the mines, mining for resources.
No, could you hold the election back? People are saying.
Yeah, because right now
there's
no one here.
People are underground.
Not enough people are here.
So whilst the Romans all started making their way back up to the surface, in Japan, they organized their election right in the middle of their village.
Everyone come to the center of the village. This is where we decide an emperor who's going to lead the team into battle and stuff.
Once everyone had arrived, they allowed players to go up and give their speech as to why they should be voted as emperor. But as expected, this didn't go to plan.
Yeah, everybody just now go and sit down. Alright, so what you gotta do? Go and sit on the seats. Go sit down.
we got 5 minutes. Just hurry up. I want to do it.
Just as the speeches were about to take place, one of the people running for emperor decided to kill one of the other candidates, causing chaos amongst the team.
Whoa, it's Cloudy just killed someone.
Hey, what?
Cloudy just killed someone.
Get him. Kill him.
I'm killing the little guy.
Okay, guys.
Stop
being stupid.
Stop killing.
So after Japan lost 3 players during their failed start to an election, they had used up almost all of their election time and now had only a few minutes left to give their speeches, meaning the players that wanted to run for emperor had to make their speeches quick and straight to the point.
So, my name is Dragon Emperor 69. Emperor's in the name, so I feel like, in a funny way, that's more than enough for me to get the win.
Okay.
In all seriousness, I've only been in one other event, that is the truth, but I have learned from the past, and I know that the best offense is a good defense.
Alright guys, I want to run for emperor. I want to establish a council and...
I'm going. Alright, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna run for emperor. However, I do want to make a speech to not let Dragon be emperor.
No, I just want the full netherite armor. That's all I want. Can I have it? Can I be able to lead just because of that? I want full netherite armor. That's why I should be the leader.
It was quickly clear to the members of Japan that nobody came close to Dragon Emperor 69 in votes, meaning somehow after an awful performance in the previous event as the leader of Greece, he was once again promoted to emperor, but this time to the Japanese Empire in the hopes of redemption. Back in Rome, their miners had finally resurfaced and were ready to host the worst election I think my channel has ever seen. But before we get into the Roman election speeches, I want to thank Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Dragon City is a free-to-play game where you can collect over 1,000 different dragons that you can breed together and train to take into battle to help build up your own empire, just like these civilizations have had to do in this video. But that's not all. Dragon City are releasing brand new dragons all the time and now are bringing to life the characters from The Walking Dead, with Maggie, Rick, Daryl, and so many more characters from the show that all have completely unique and exclusive primary elements to give you an extra bit of power in PvP. You can get the new dragons through offers or on the breeding island as they arrive in the game. And an extra tip, if you collect the Negan, Maggie, Rick, and Carol dragons first, you get the Daryl dragon for free. So to get started on your journey through Dragon City to collect all of the exclusive Walking Dead dragons, download the game by clicking the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen and get a special free starter pack that gives you 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and a free zombie nature dragon to get started with. Now let's get back to the worst election I've ever seen.
I have good leadership skills, and I think...
Next.
I would like to be leader because I believe that we have lost many people to
unworthy situations, and I believe that if we are going to make it so that I am a great PvPer, so
Alright,
Boys,
cool.
enough.
Next one.
Gentlemen, hello, it's me, Common Hat. I think you all know me as the assigned leader of Romans. We have lost plenty of... We have lost
You have a great
plenty...
voice.
Yeah, that's nice, now shut up. Anyway, we have lost plenty of men to stupidity at best, or accidents at worst. But we shall not waver. We shall win this event, and we shall prosper at the end. Because, gentlemen, we are the Romans. We're just better.
After a clearly better speech by Common Hat, one of the other candidates, just like Japan, saw him as too much of a threat to his chances of becoming emperor, so decided to try and kill him with a lava bucket.
So since we have like what 15 seconds left.
Oh god.
I personally,
I'm gonna die. Water! Water! Water!
Give him water, give him water, give him water!
Who did that? Who did that? Kill him! Kill him!
As the election hall descended into chaos, members of the Roman Empire started killing each other in the chaos of trying to kill the assassin.
Wait, what happened?
We did it.
Wait, guys, everyone put hands up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoever, shut up! Shut up!
Alright. Everyone, calm down. Calm down.
So, as mentioned, the worst election my channel had ever seen finally came to an end, as they said it themselves.
I think it's clear that Mark won, so we can get this over with.
Mark, also known as Common Hat, was promoted to the Emperor of the Roman Empire, that now was in a bad situation of a chaotic team call and was by far the smallest civilization on the server. And finally was the Egyptian Empire, that chose to of course keep their leader from the first event in charge, meaning the WoW Dude was promoted to the Emperor of Egypt once again, with Aerokun in charge of the attacking force after his incredible effort against the Aztecs and the Greeks previously. Now that the elections had finished, the empire building phase had begun, meaning teams now had to start building up their ancient empires to help defend their team beacon, that if broken, would cause their entire empire to crumble, killing all of their team members.
We need to start building. I just completely forgot. We're gonna make a cactus wall. Let's go.
As some players from the Egyptian Empire started coming up with defense ideas for their town, one of them decided he was too tired to continue, and brought an end to his own experience early.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really tired. It's 2 in the morning. Probably gonna go to bed. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
What? No. I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do it. He committed suicide.
How did they die?
He was on top of the crane. He jumped off.
But even after losing another player, the Egyptians still stood strong as the biggest team on the server, and now used their extra players to help build walls around this town, whilst the Romans were still looking for a place to officially set up their camp.
Basically, we're gonna put the beacon at the tower. Oh, Brett, you have full diamond already? What the hell?
Yeah, bro, the vents are so broken. I found like a 20 vent.
I'm kind of confused on how they got like full diamonds so fast.
We have an X-ray on our team.
Classic, isn't it?
Yep, so people still think they will get away with cheating in these events, so I'm here to expose this guy for X-raying. He didn't even try to make it seem legit. He was just mining straight towards the diamonds, hoping nobody would catch him. And these guys on the Roman team weren't the only ones suspicious of an X-rayer, as the Egyptians also had a player come up from the caves in full diamond armor too, and players were starting to get really suspicious of him.
This man is in full diamond
Who's in full diamond?
Oh my god.
Smudgy X-ray alert.
It turns out that this guy was actually legit though. After checking him out, it seems he wasn't using X-ray at all and just got accused of cheating after getting very lucky when mining. So after that was all cleared up, they all got back to building up their base, which was exactly what the Japanese Empire had been ordered by their empire to do as well.
I want people to right now just focus on fortifying this base, this city. I want it fortified.
So as they got to work building up walls around this village, somehow quite a few more of their members ended up dying.
I am such an idiot.
I had so many diamonds.
And as they continued working on their defenses, word started to break out around the village that a rogue group of Japanese players had branched off and started their own team somewhere else on the Japanese land.
We should rush them.
Who's the guy on the
It's
show?
a bandit group, and they're killing anyone that comes near.
What team are they from? What team are they from?
They're our team. They're our team.
They were the VC2 people that were trying to steal the enchant.
Unfortunately for Japan, this wasn't the only group that had branched off in their team. since after the election, a few players that were not happy about Dragon Emperor being promoted to the leader left the rest of the team and tried to come up with their own plan to take over.
Okay, dude, how the hell are we gonna win this if we have a stupid team?
We're not.
We're gonna take out the leader. And we're
No,
gonna
I say,
control.
I say, we just join another team.
Can we?
I mean,
maybe we can.
It's called betrayal.
No problem.
They've done that in the past. You know, this is called assassination.
So with the plan to try and betray their team and assassinate their leader in mind, they made their way back over to the village to try and carry out their plan. But they had no idea someone had been listening to their conversation all along.
Alright, we infiltrated the base. We're going in.
I'm going to start talking with some other leaders and see if I can,
Wait, are you guys robbing something? Wait, what did I stumble upon?
They were caught before they could even start their attempt to take over, so had to quickly abandon their idea and escape from the base before they were killed for their plan to assassinate their team leader once he found out. But in their escape from the village, they ended up running into the other rogue group of Japanese players that had been spotted earlier on by the team. This rogue group split off and stuck together from the start as they started building up their own base and started plotting their own assassination attempt on Dragon Emperor, as they planned to also take over leadership of Japan.
Oh, I really want to kill him so badly now.
And as they set up their own camp on the coast, Eric the Reaper, who had just escaped the village after being caught out for trying to kill the leader, ran into them, which did not end very well.
Who's Eric?
Oh, like,
Should we kill him? Should we kill him?
No, don't kill it. I'm gonna tell him to go.
Bye bye.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
yes, really, what the f? They killed me!
I just witnessed a murder.
We need to go, guys. We need to go.
Why did you guys kill Eric, bro?
After murdering a member of their own team, it was clear that a couple of the rogue members were not comfortable with what had happened, and decided to leave the rogue group and head back towards the village to join back up with the rest of the team and explain what happened, making the rogue group a lot less powerful.
Oh, well, there's only 3 of us remaining.
I could so kill the king right now. I'm just scared because there's like a guy with full diamond netherite.
Bro,
full diamond armor.
I'm also scared we're gonna be hunted down when you try to kill him.
So after returning to the good side, the players told Dragon Emperor to watch his back as he found out that some players had been planning to assassinate him. And even though Japan had been through a rough empire building phase with most of their team plotting to assassinate their own emperor, somehow they still found time to build a wall around this village and now could place down their beacon to claim this base. Back in Rome, they had come up with an easier plan to save them time during the empire building phase.
I'm gonna go place the beacon on top of the tower.
Yeah, we have 2.
God damn! I think this is a pretty good defensive area here.
With them claiming this tower, the Romans were hoping this spot would help them defend the beacon easier with a huge height advantage and a great view of the surrounding areas. So now with 2 beacons down, the Egyptians were next and they had a good spot in mind.
Do we have a spot for our beacon?
I say
We do not.
on the crane.
Alright everyone, I'm going to formally announce I am placing the beacon at the top of the crane like we talked about. I'm about to place it. I'm placing it in 3, 2, 1, boom. I have placed the team block.
With all 3 beacons placed, these empires now had a limited time to build up their defenses before the next phase would start. And it seemed some players of the Egyptian team felt like they could be doing more work than they were.
I want to be more helpful than I think I'm being.
Same, man, same.
But even with a few of their members struggling to find jobs to do, most of the Egyptians continued working hard, gathering blocks for their walls, and coming up with new ideas to help defend the beacon.
I want to put a glass bottom on the crane so we could see if there's any dudes up there easier.
As the empire building phase started to come to a close, each civilization had a base that they thought would be good enough to defend against the enemy civilizations, and the next phase would give each empire the perfect chance to test their defenses, because next up was the invasion phase. Each empire would now face a raid.
There's a raid.
There's
You know
a
what
raid,
that means,
guys.
right?
Guys, there's a raid.
Invasion.
Hey, what?
Oh, raid!
Where are you?
Watch out, there's a Roman. Oh,
He's
no.
dead, he's dead.
Oh, shoot.
Guys.
Who just did that?
We started a raid.
Oh boy.
So as each team started fighting through the invasion of their empire, it seemed some of them had judged their defenses horribly, as they really struggled to defend from the invasion.
Oh, why so many people dying? Well, what's happening?
Japan is just a disaster right now. It's crazy.
Oh.
They're not coordinated at all.
But Japan weren't the only ones struggling during this phase, as the chaos of the Roman Empire continued.
Oh my god! He does insane damage! We are losing so many minerals.
Even though their call was just shouting and people saying they died, they actually took down the invasion pretty quickly. But this didn't stop players on their team from dying even after the raid.
Why is everyone on fire? That kid just died.
Are you actually taking the...
That kid just died in front of me. What the f***?
Did he just die? Did he just like collapse or something?
I don't know, he was on fire and then he just...
The smartest Roman player.
And just as they thought it couldn't get any worse, the next Roman to die was their second in command.
He did.
Oh, Kane died.
Kane died.
Bro, the f***ing hole.
They're just random holes. What the hell?
What happened?
Boys, I have a feeling we're the laughing stock of this civilization.
And Mark was completely right. The Romans were by far the least coordinated civilization, and the fact that most players in the Roman team were using webcam microphones, even the players that had died were still trying to help.
Your mic is kind of crappy, so try to avoid talking through everything. So try to talk limited. Thank you.
Over in Japan, they had finally got themselves in a good position to take down the invasion.
Victory! What do you mean victory? It was literally just me and Bobby killing it all out.
And in Egypt, they defeated the invasion with ease and spent most of the invasion phase now picking a group of players that would be charging into battle at the Treasure Island as soon as the borders dropped.
So I feel like the next phase could be the Treasure Island one, so like we should probably get some people ready.
Yes,
and get like 1 or 2, just go to mill.
Make some map.
Okay, we need to go.
The next phase had begun, the Treasure Island. Between each civilization was an island that contained ancient debris, totems of undying, and lots of other loot that each civilization would be desperate to get their hands on.
Just go. I can't really stop you guys at this point.
So as each empire approached the Treasure Island, it was a race for the loot, and the first team to arrive was the rogue Japanese group.
Oh, netherite. We need diamond. We need diamond.
Since they came here unprepared, they didn't have the resources to mine the ancient debris, and before they knew it, the Egyptians were moving in.
It's arrow! It's arrow! It's arrow! Bro, guys, run! Run! Run!
Is Arrow really good at the game?
Yep, yes.
Oh yeah. Let's everyone go back. Yeah, cause you guys got all the stuff. I got some other stuff too.
So as the rogue Japanese ran into the distance, the Egyptians moved in and luckily had the right pickaxes to gather up the netherite.
Oh yeah, there's another right. Okay, go mine real quick.
But what they didn't know was under the ancient debris was traps.
Yeah, I'm mining it. Oh no.
Alright.
Run, guys. It's
run.
Run. I actually saw a trap that could have ended so badly.
And even worse for them, now they had the Romans moving in, who were ready to put everything on the line.
We would die in glorious battle today.
Oh, Romans in our back, Romans.
Just go, run north, just back up to our island.
With the netherite already looted, the Egyptians started to run in the hopes to escape with the loot and head all the way back home to share it with their team. But the Romans were willing to fight for that loot, so started chasing them.
They're behind us, they're so close now. We should turn back and kill them.
No.
We outnumber them. Come on, boys, we got this.
After chasing the Egyptians all the way from the Treasure Island back into Egypt, the Romans could see the Egyptian Empire and started fighting outside the walls whilst a few other Romans bravely jumped inside and started killing the Egyptians.
There's a Roman in our base,
Where is he?
He's in the base.
That was a kill.
More Romans.
No, don't let him.
As the Egyptians swarmed the few Romans that had breached the walls, the rest of the Romans retreated after they realized they were hugely outnumbered and ran all the way back home to their empire to come up with a new plan.
We want the Japanese and the Egyptians to kill each other, and then we swoop in.
And it seemed the Romans' wishes were going to come true. Back when the Treasure Island phase started, 2 Japanese players called Brigley and Fallen Eclipse met on the coast of Japan and came up with a plan of ignoring the Treasure Island and going straight into Egypt to find their base.
We need to figure out where their beacon is and relay the information.
Okay.
In their exploration of Egypt, they were spotted by a player that they had to quickly take care of before their cover was blown.
I killed an Egyptian.
After taking down their only threat up to now, they spotted the old Egyptian village in the distance.
Well, we don't know if that's their main base or not. We gotta figure out if that's their main base.
But after realizing this place was far too quiet and small to be the Egyptians' main base, they continued their search through the desert to find the rest of the Egyptians.
This is definitely them. Let's back up now, let's back up.
With the Egyptian Empire in sight, they started to head back home to meet back up with the rest of the team. But on the way back, had a slight change of plan after finding a mine shaft created by one of the Egyptians.
Right here. No, come right here. Somebody's already created a tunnel for us.
This tunnel led almost all the way back underground to the Egyptians' base, so Brigley and Fallen Eclipse came up with the plan of sneaking down the tunnel to try and sneak inside of the walls.
I see a name tag above us. Stop mining real quick.
As these two players tunneled towards the Egyptian base, the rest of the team had split up into two groups of attackers and defenders so that they could make an attack on Rome.
Oh, I see that beacon.
Wait, I see them. Where?
Mark, Japan's entire team's down at coast.
Alright, well, prepare for a battle, boys.
Wait, there's one.
Oh, Ronan died.
Yeah,
they just invaded the Colosseum, not the Colosseum. Yeah, main Colosseum. Japanese come.
As the Japanese players started pushing up towards the Roman tower, they realized they had no chance of getting up and taking all of the Romans down.
We can't mount that now. We need more people.
Yeah, we
It's so easy to get. They've got 20 people up there at their beam. Yeah, we need to kill Egypt because they got so many players.
So yeah, for some reason, after thinking they couldn't take down the Romans because of how many players they had, the Japanese attackers decided it was a smart idea to attack Egypt that had 18 more players than Rome, which of course was never going to work.
We're going golden.
Yeah, we're going.
I found it. This is definitely their base. Oh yeah, there's so many of them.
Oh my god, run.
So after retreating out of Egypt after a clearly horrible idea, they pulled up on the shores of Rome, and then for some reason doubled down on their original plan.
Wait guys, I think we push back. I think we go to Egypt.
I feel like we can take Egypt. Let's go.
Yeah, come on.
I think we can do this, bro.
This attack was exactly what Brigley and Fallen Eclipse needed. After they had spent the last 20 minutes tunneling all the way to the Egyptian walls, they now needed a huge distraction to allow them to sneak into the Egyptian base.
Yo, does that look like their wall right there?
Yeah.
That's their wall.
You want us to go outside and try and distract them or something?
Yes, that would be great.
So as the Japanese attackers made their charge towards the walls of Egypt once again, their plan was in full motion, creating an unintentional distraction for Brigley to get inside of the base.
If we're about to die, Russian boys.
Let's go.
The Japanese are coming.
There's like 15 of them. There's like 15 of them.
They're bridged in.
As the Japanese warriors pushed over the walls, they managed to take down a few of the Egyptians.
They're all at the food place.
I've died. They're all in the food area.
But as expected, their attack quickly fell apart as the Egyptians started clawing back, killing a load of the Japanese warriors.
Oh my god, I'm fighting like all of them. No, I died.
Get arrow! Jump arrow! Jump arrow!
No! I died.
That was a fail. That was an actual fail.
That was a slaughterhouse, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Even though Japanese lost 12 members in the attack, the distraction worked perfectly, and Brigley was able to sneak around the base and over the walls without being spotted by the Egyptians.
I'm still in their base. I've snuck into their tower.
You got this.
There's a guy right above me.
Whilst this attack had been happening in Egypt, back in Rome, all of their members were still up the tower waiting for an attack by another team. But all of this waiting got some of their players a bit bored.
What are we doing up here? I'm so bored.
So with the Romans getting bored of staying up the tower waiting for other civilizations to attack them, Montimu made a speech that changed the way the Romans would approach this war.
The best advice I can give any of you is don't be afraid to die. This is just an event. If you die, it doesn't matter, but if you're too scared to even fight and you die, what's the point? You're not having any fun.
With that speech, I reckon we go kill Japan now.
Let's go.
No. Those truly are inspirational words.
After Monty got everyone hyped to fight, Mark let the players decide their own fate.
Alright, everyone come to me.
Yeah, speech.
So we could either stay here and be little cowards and not do anything. Or we could have massive and go kill someone. What do you think?
Massive.
Yes, of course.
With everyone ready to fight, they just had to decide which civilization would be the best one to attack. And for some reason, they decided that would be Egypt.
Everyone who has iron stays here. The people who have at least like half diamond meet at the bottom of the tower. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'm taking for here.
Follow me, follow me, follow me.
So, as they made their way over the waters into Egypt, leaving their weakest members back at the tower, the Egyptians also started plotting their own attack on Rome, since they were the smallest civilization.
Okay, I'm leaving for the Roman base if anyone wants to join.
Wait.
I'm coming.
I'm coming to north side.
As the two teams crossed into each other's land, both of them were about to launch attacks on each other's bases, and since the Romans left all of their weakest players back at the base, it was pretty clear who was going to come out on top.
Alright, they're gonna run from us.
Yes, yeah, because we were getting pushed again apparently, so...
As Aero climbed up the Roman tower, he was attacked by a few of the guards up top, and without struggle took them all out, on his own.
Okay, I'm in.
Hold on.
Okay, no one. Okay, no one.
Where are y'all fighting at?
So as the last few Romans jumped from the tower knowing they were going to die anyway, now Aero had a clear path to the beacon, and was able to break it, causing the entire Roman Empire to crumble.
Oh, how many gaps? Oh!
Oh, our beacon got...
Oh, our beacon got destroyed.
That was... yeah, we had fun,
That was pretty good.
With the Romans down, the Egyptians had a clear advantage in players over the Japanese, and instantly started plotting their next attack.
Alright, we want to take the same group of people and just push the Japanese place.
But whilst the Egyptians were in Rome, the Japanese soldiers saw this as the perfect opportunity to attack Egypt after seeing all of the deaths in chat. So as the Japanese left their island, they were about to cause another unintentional distraction for Brigley, who was still hiding inside the walls of Egypt, hoping to get the Egyptian beacon when they weren't looking.
There's 6 of them on top of their beacon. I have no idea what to do.
As the Egyptians crossed over the waters when they left Rome, they spotted the Japanese heading into their land.
The Japanese are pushing us.
There's a lot.
There's like 10 of them here.
Now, instead of attacking Japan, Egypt found themselves defending from them. And as Aero charged into battle, he quickly realized he was outnumbered by almost all of the Japanese players, and had to run back to his base to get help from the rest of his team.
Okay, I almost killed one, but they all have like fire swords, so I'm gonna just retreat a little bit.
As backup arrived at the scene, both teams started their fight to the death, and Japan was knocked down to more than half the size of the Egyptian Empire, making it seem like the Egyptians were going to take victory once again. But as all of the Egyptians had left the base to help take down the Japanese attackers, Brigley, who had kept quiet inside of the Egyptian base for the past 20 minutes, saw his opportunity to make a run for the beacon, and it was now or never.
My pinky hurts.
You might lose.
I'm right underneath their beacon.
If you can.
I have a wood pickaxe.
Somehow the guards on the crane didn't see Brigley sneak under their beacon, and as the Japanese emperor was killed outside of the walls during their attempt to attack this base, Brigley was moments away from taking the crown away from the Egyptians.
Mining it right now. Halfway. I did it! I got it! I got it! Let's go! Let's go!
What just happened?
We did it!
We got the beacon.
We did
it!
Holy! The Japanese had won. After dealing with assassination attempts, runaway players, and, well, rhinos, the Japanese players had defeated the Egyptian Empire that once stood more than double in size, and were now able to return home to Japan to celebrate their victory.
Brigley, on behalf of all of us, you are the one that definitely deserves to be up there right now. So, we thank you for everything. Thank you for helping us pull off an amazing clutch win. You are truly the amazing MVP. And everyone, let's just give it up for Brigley. Woo woo!
Let's go!
Yeah! So, that was it. The Japanese had won. If you think you could beat these civilizations in future events, check out my Discord below and subscribe for many more stories like this. And once again, a huge thank you to Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Check out their game in the description down below.